who would say, Butch is this certain way, and they were very strict about it. It's not a transgender person, not someone who was going by a he pronoun. It was a cis woman that was going by she, but presented it as masculine in the world. And for some people, that is their definition, but for others, it's not. And it's, I think I was really just trying to show the diversity in the community and hoping to bring together a community.
Right. I think that's something that I've seen, like from when we were at the Armory, the group that came in to see you speak and have you sign their books and whatnot. It was a very eclectic group.
Exactly.
And it was really cool to see everybody mingling and getting along, and I mean, it's all because of you and your book. Like, it's...
Well, a lot of those people are in the book,
yeah.
So
right.
That was pretty awesome too. Yeah.
So then, when you then did your thinking about the group and how you identify yourself? Because I mean, when we first started talking, we were talking about butch and femme, and now we're talking about everybody's got their own definition. Now,
Right.
Did the project did you kind of expect maybe to find more butch, femme, identify these kind of groups, or did you, and then did it shift for you into that more eclectic, everybody identifies
No,
differently?
from the very get-go, it was my intention, and how I put it out there was everyone has their unique and individual identities in the world, and everyone has their own definition for them. So that was from the very start how I felt about this, and that's luckily what came together in all of this. And the way I put the announcement out there to try and get people to participate was, if you identify in any shape or form as butch or femme, or you've moved through that, or you're coming into it, or something like that, then I would love for you to participate in this project. So that's where a lot of this came from. But the thing that I learned the most by doing this project is that, number one, I can do something this major, because this was a lot of work.
Yeah.
2.5 years of organizing, travel planning,
Yeah.
shooting, and
those airline flights are not cheap.
Oh man, I'm telling you. But learning that I can actually capture people like this and tell a story in a photograph was huge for me. Because usually people are not my genre of photograph.
But the thing that I'm seeing here is that a whole lot of things came together for you all at once.
Yes.
Like the photography was there, the writing was there, your identification was there, but then it all sort of. And so there's no one thing. It's not just a photographic book. It's not a book of photography at all, and it's not a book of writing either.
Right.
And it's a book about people.
Yeah.
You know?
That's exactly. Yes.
And it's so much bigger than any one of the things that come together to make this thing exist. You know, it's that there's these people that are letting you see a part of themselves that they don't necessarily let everybody see.
Yes, exactly. And that was the other thing I found too, is that I somehow gained a very trusting rapport with everyone who participated in a very quick manner. And the questions I asked were pretty personal.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of people that said, I'm not really comfortable in answering this, or maybe this project isn't for me, sort of thing. And I was completely respectful of that. And even then a couple of people came back after I had photographed them and said, I'm not really sure I'm comfortable being a part of this, so please don't include my photograph. Or something happened, like the couple split up, or something like that. So but I was always very respectful, and I think people really responded to that. So, yeah.
How was working with Blue Skirt?
Awesome. I had spoke with Jessica. She did an interview with me for her website, and that was back in August. And she had been following the project for a while, because I've had it on Facebook and everywhere else. And and I think that I felt like she really understood where I was coming from with it and how much of a project of my heart that this was. This really has been a passion of mine for the last 2.5 years, and it's either work, family, or the project.
Right.
You know? So knowing that she understood that, I really felt very comfortable in letting them go ahead with the publishing. And I was ecstatic, actually, to find a publisher so quickly. And it all just sort of fell together, like I had said at the Armory. Everything from the very beginning when I first announced this until the very end when I had the book in my hand, everything just fell into place like it was supposed to happen. Even the flights, and I never missed my cars, and everybody was there, and I didn't miss anybody, and it was amazing. I couldn't have planned this better myself. You know, right. The universe just said, okay, so here you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The universe was begging you to make that.
Seriously, somebody was, you know.
So you're going to go on a tour?
Yeah.
Book signing tour now?
I'm actually planning a move back to the East Coast, back to Massachusetts.
Really?
Yeah. I've been living in Portland for the last 12 years. I was living in Ipswich, Massachusetts for about 7 months, the end of 2013 into the beginning of this year. And I felt like I didn't give myself enough time to be back east. So I'm going to go back east and live my life in a small town with my ex-wife and our fur kids. And we're going to be awesome. So I just, you know, on my way out there, though, I'm planning on, well, hopefully, Jessica's going to try and arrange some stops along the way for me to do book signings or talk about it, or I know she knows somebody in Chicago at a bookstore, so at least that will be one of them, and hopefully a few more along the way. So I might even actually take a few in and just sort of pitch the book to a couple of random stores. I don't know.
No, this idea of identifying, though, you know, I mean, it's so easy. Like, I think about the group that I belong to, right? We don't have. I mean, it never occurred to me to identify as anything but a man, you know, or like even in the last year, you know, I finally decided, I can call myself an artist, right? You
Isn't that like the struggle of trying to bring yourself to that? It took me forever to call myself a photographer.
I don't know what it is. It's almost like, but you know, I mean,
it's like we're not real.
I'm still learning. I'm still growing.
You know?
But yeah,
until somebody else
says
that you are what you think you are, you have a hard time calling yourself that because you don't have the justification.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the acceptance from an audience.
Right.
And
we somehow need validation.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, something like this, I mean, you go to extremes, you go to the extreme, you know, and that's where you find people who are forced to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was never forced because my lifestyle didn't demand it, except that I am an artist.
Right.
And I've been an artist all my life, and I've struggled against that even, you know, because I've wanted the regular job and the family, and I don't know, maybe some artists can do that, but for me,
I do know a few.
like,